All right, so today we're taking a deep dive into something a little different, and it's a quote, actually.
A quote.
Yeah, and I thought it'd be pretty interesting to unpack a bit.
Sounds good.
So, it comes from O Sensei Ueshiba,
Okay.
and it's, those who are skilled in combat do not become angered. Those who are skilled at winning do not become afraid. Thus, the wise win before the fight, while the ignorant fight to win.
Wow.
What do you make of that?
Well, first of all, it's quite paradoxical for a martial arts master, right? You kind of expect them to be talking about like
Yeah.
strength and aggression and
Yeah.
this kind of thing, but he seems to flip the script entirely.
Yeah, and to go even deeper on that, like, those who are skilled at winning do not become afraid.
Mm-hmm.
So what is winning before the fight? What do you think he means there?
Well, it makes me think of a level of preparedness that goes beyond just the physical technique.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So strategy is part of it, yes,
Right.
but I think there's also something about cultivating a state of mind where you're not ruled by fear. Mm-hmm.
You're not just reacting. You know,
Yeah.
the wise individual in this context has already done the mental and emotional work to achieve a kind of calm clarity.
So it's like they've already anticipated the potential challenges or like the opponent's moves or
Yeah.
even like their own emotional responses.
Exactly. They've created a space where victory isn't about luck or brute force.
Okay.
It's about this deeper understanding of the situation, and it's almost like they've already won in their minds,
Mm-hmm.
and that then influences the actual outcome.
Okay. So how does this apply to like those of us who aren't facing off in a physical dojo,
Yeah.
our everyday battles
Mm-hmm.
in the workplace, in relationships,
Right.
even within ourselves?
Okay, well, think about it this way.
Yeah.
How often do you make decisions based on fear? Fear of failure, fear of confrontation,
Yeah.
fear of what others might think.
Oh, yeah. Way more often than I would like to admit.
It's natural, but O-sensei is suggesting that we can train ourselves to respond differently.
We can step back from those immediate emotional reactions and assess the situation with a clearer head.
So instead of deeper currents, as I said
Mhm.
before,
Yeah.
it's more about understanding the motivations and power dynamics at play.
Precisely. And this doesn't mean suppressing emotions entirely.
Got it.
It's about recognizing them, acknowledging their influence, and then choosing how to respond. And this is where the idea of mushin comes in,
Okay.
which is a concept from Japanese martial arts that emphasizes a state of no mind. So a calm alertness, free from distraction and fear.
It's interesting how he contrasts the wise with the ignorant. I
Yeah.
mean, it can sound kind of harsh,
Sure.
but I think it's meant to be like a stark wake-up call.
Yeah, absolutely. The ignorant in this context are those who are driven by impulse, by those base emotions.
Yeah.
They haven't done the work to cultivate that inner stillness, that strategic foresight.
Okay.
So they're constantly reacting, fighting to win in a way that's ultimately less effective.
Like, if you could imagine someone going into a high-stakes negotiation, for example, with their heart pounding and palms sweating.
Oh, yeah.
You know, they're so focused on not losing that they might miss crucial details or make concessions that they'll later regret.
Right. Whereas someone approaching that same negotiation from a place of wisdom would be able to stay calm, assess the other party's needs, and find creative solutions that benefit everyone involved.
Okay.
They're not just fighting to win.
Yeah.
They're seeking a resolution that addresses the underlying conflict.
And maybe that's the most radical idea here, that true mastery isn't about dominating others.
Right.
It's about understanding the situation so deeply that victory in the traditional sense becomes almost irrelevant.
Right. The fight might even dissolve entirely because you've addressed the root causes.
Wow, this quote really packs a punch.
It does.
It's a challenge to rethink how we approach conflict, to cultivate that wise mindset.
And that's something you can start practicing right now in your daily life.
Okay. So this week, pay attention to a situation where you feel anger or fear arising. Can you step back and see the bigger picture? How can you approach the situation with wisdom instead of reactivity?
Great advice.
Thanks.
And great deep dive as always.
It was fun.
All right. Until next time.
See you then.
Bye.
Bye.